Welcome back to the I Will podcast with your boy Santiago Brito. How's everybody doing? Um, I'm doing good, feeling good, feeling better. Not every day is gonna be your day, but there's something that day is teaching you. You know, when I was going through the hospital phases, like there was a point where I felt the love. Like it was like I thought there was no more love, but I just had gone through so much grief, but I felt the love. Like it was like there was this one time where I was taken to the operation room. I had 22 surgeries, but I was taken to the operation room. And one of the nurses that was really cool with me, she's like, hey, I'm gonna hold your glasses when you come back. I'm like, cool, thank you. I was like, I wasn't feeling, like I was just tired of so many surgeries. It was like, not another one. And while I'm in surgery, I had a dream that I was out showing somebody a house. And I ended up like, there was something going on in the hospital. Like, I guess like the emergency room was packed. Well, the surgery room, and they had put me like in a hallway. But like, while I was in the hallway, I was so loopy off of those drugs that they were giving me to kill the pain, that I thought that I had shown a house and I was driving. That's how fucking crazy I was. But I was in so much pain, and I'll never forget that a nurse taught me this breathing technique. She just used to tell me, breathe, just breathe. She used to be like, I just want you to focus on your breathing. And I was in so much pain, And I remember that day, I'm laying down in the bed in the hallway, and I'm like, oh God, please, please, I need your help right now. I was like, please have that nurse come in here. Please have that nurse, please, please. And like magic. I guess the feeling was so strong that the nurse happened to see me in the hallway. She wasn't even coming to get me. And she said, Santiago, what are you doing here? And I'm like, man, I'm in so much pain. I feel like I'm on fire. I'll never forget it. I felt like my body was on fire. And she just wheeled me into the elevator. I think she was on her lunch break, and just took me up to the room, got me some food. And man, I felt like such a relief, like such a, like I just felt like such love from those nurses. And I always want to say thank you to those nurses. They don't realize how much they meant to me, because I was in a real vulnerable state, and they could have done anything. They could have done anything, and they didn't. Their integrity was intact. I was treated, with the utmost respect, and they loved me. They brought me pizza. I'm a people person. I'm talkative. I'm a people person. They brought me pizza. They took care of me. I was watching movies, music videos. It was a great part of it to see that, to get back into to society and see that there's love, that it was like a genuine love. I know they get paid for that, but you could treat anybody however you want. Like, to be a nurse, that has to be love. It has to come from the heart. And I have so much respect and honor. And one day I'm gonna do big things for nurses, because I feel like they don't get enough credit. I feel like they're the ones that are doing all the heavy lifting behind the scenes. Doctors do a lot of work too. I'm not gonna take that away. Shout out to my surgeons too. But like the nurses, the ones that are taking care of you there, it's like that nurturing side. And I had male nurses, and they were amazing too. Just amazing group of people, that had a lot of compassion for me. But at the same time, I was going through the motions in there. And, it was like I was two people, but I guess it was like something where the ego was having a battle with the self, because I was there, and I would look at movies and I'd be like, fuck, they got their legs. Like, I was jealous. I would be jealous about things like that. Things that didn't make any sense, like I was attached to like my old life. Like, I wanted to go back to that old life. I wanted to relive those things that no longer served me. I had gotten a second chance at life. And I know a lot of people see it as like, this second chance at life, this miracle. But I didn't always look at it like that, like, God forgive me, but there was times where I was like, man, if I would have died, I would have been fine. Like I would have been like, you know what? He went out in a car crash. He did his best in life, and that was it. But I feel like somebody was like, nah, it's not your time yet. I feel like somebody reached out and chose us in a sense, because it was like everything happened perfectly for us to be saved, for us to make it to the hospital, for us to be at that burn unit in the hospital, and it was like all timed right. And I say that to say that, maybe this was something that I was supposed to go through. I've been trying to look at life in a different way. It gave me a different perspective. I try to look at different perspectives, at different ways of looking at life. Maybe, what this did was bring an awareness to me. Like it brought in a different type of awareness, like a perception. Like, hey, it could be this, it could be that. But there was a feeling that this was something that I was supposed to go through. Like it wasn't something like, oh, this was an accident. It was something like, this was chosen. And it made me look at life like, hey, are we choosing these things? Is this life like been predestined for us? Because I feel like over and over in my life, I've had course correction. This is not the first time I've had course correction where I'm like, living a certain lifestyle and living a certain way, and it's like boom, something happens, and I'm either like back at rock bottom, which ain't bottom, but just not distracted. That's what I call it. I'm not distracted, and I have the ultimate attention to detail and to why and where things happen, where they go wrong. But I'm starting to think that maybe I chose these things, before I came into this world. Maybe that's what's part of this life. Like I chose for those things to happen to me. I know some people might be like, whoa, why would you choose things like that? But if you think about it, and we have a soul, and this is a video game, like they say. Because now I view life as that. And your soul ultimately has a lot of power that you're not aware of. But before you come here, you sign up for this video game, you sign up for levels and things so you could discover this video game and for your consciousness to expand. So it's a sense of where I look at it, my perception is that I'm playing, before I came here, I was told what was going to happen to me here and why it was going to happen to me, so I can unlock higher levels of consciousness, higher levels of awareness. Because I'll tell you something, besides losing my limbs, man, I've gained everything. I've gained a sense of understanding, a sense of patience. I've gained strength. I've gained power. I've gained confidence. I've gained, an experience that brought so much that, the only thing I think that was taken was my limbs, but I got prosthetic legs, like I'm still walking. So, I thank God. Whatever this is, this experience, we have to be grateful for it. And, I'm grateful for everybody who's here along my journey and is just listening and maybe could take something from here and just know that everything is going to get better. Everything is going to be okay.